What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Ghost Guide video. Today we're going to be talking about the Onryo. If you would like to see my settings for this particular custom, they'll be in the description box below. But let's go talk about the Onryo. Oh! Alright, well, I wasn't sure if this was our ghost room, but I think it might be. This lamp is on and I didn't turn it on, so I'm gonna bring all my stuff up here. It hasn't been... Oh, okay, never mind. The difference is very apparent. Actually, let me try spirit box here real quick before I grab my stuff. Where are you? Are you... Okay. It's spirit box. All right, quick Orby check. Immediately no Orbies. Not yet, anyway. Gross. Didn't like that. Thank you. Breathing in my ear holes. I did use the mirror earlier, so we are not 100% sanity at the moment. So Ghost is going to be a little bit active, at least a little bit. We'll go back up with our dots and UV. All right, let's place this here. Try to get the whole room. All righty, Ghosty, do stuff. All right, you did stuff. No feet, not even a single one. So we're going to go ahead and rule out ultraviolet for the moment. Check our temperatures again. 5.5. It is getting very cold. It is snowing outside, so it should drop pretty drastically pretty quickly. Let's double check for orbs again. Oh, there's an Orby. Sometimes those orbs don't like to show themselves the first time. All right, so now, man, you're very throwy. 3.7, not quite cold enough to get freezing. So we're either gonna get freezing. We didn't have fingerprints, so probably most likely not a mimic here. Hello, jeez. Writing would be mare. Oh wait, but it can't be a mare because we came in and the lamp was turned on. Yokai would be dots. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Oh my goodness. We just got a crucifix burn, so let's go double check our sanity here real quick because I was not talking to the ghost, so I highly doubt this is yokai. I'm kind of thinking that might have been a little early. At least I hope it was. It was. So we got hunted at 56% sanity, which, if this is the ghost that I'm thinking it is, this ghost can hunt naturally at 60% sanity, but we haven't gotten that last piece of evidence yet. So I'm going to take a pill and we're going to get the last piece of evidence first. All right, let's double check. And there it is. Exactly what I thought. Freezing. We can check one more time for feet. I'm gonna go grab some more salt, but I'm kind of thinking we just have an Onryo here. All right, we're just placing this shit everywhere. Please step somewhere, literally anywhere. It's everywhere. There it is. Okay, so no feet once again. So we didn't have like a mimicking a obake or anything like that, or we didn't just happen to see it late or anything like that. So we do in fact have an Onryo. Now Onryos really don't like fire, so hello? So we're gonna bring up all the candles and make it mad. So as you saw earlier, the Onryo can hunt naturally at 60% sanity. So that's why we were kind of suspecting Onryo there. Now Onryos are also going to want to blow out the candle. However, they are not more likely to blow out the candle than any other ghost. Unless you're in multiplayer. So rude. So rude. That's the second candle blowout, by the way. Second candle blowout. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and just take these down, and we just want a third candle blowout. The first candle blowout was in the hall. Onryos are not more likely to blow out candles than any other ghost, unless somebody perishes in multiplayer. So if somebody dies, then the ghost is going to blow out candles more frequently. It can appear that your ghost is blowing out candles more frequently when your sanity is under 60% sanity, but that is only because of the hunt attempts. It's going to attempt to hunt more frequently because it's in hunting range. But when it comes to Onryos, our ghost cannot burn the crucifix before the candle is blown out. Now, there are some exceptions to this, especially with tier 3 crucifixes. This is maybe not the best crucifix to have for an Onryo because it has such a massive range and the candles don't have such a massive range. You might want to set several candles around, but let's see if our ghost hunts. Instantly, it just hunted right there. So let's go take a look at our sanity here real quick because I don't know what it is. And I would like to wager that it might be above, I don't remember if I did take a pill, but I believe it's going to be above 60% here. Yeah, so that's extremely early for this ghost to hunt. At basically basically 80% sanity. Now this ghost can hunt at 100% sanity if it has the opportunity to blow out 3 candles. So the way that the Onryo ability works is it needs to blow out 3 candles and then it will attempt to hunt. And it goes through that cycle every single time. I just had to double check my notes, and actually candles have a 4-meter effectiveness radius against an Onryo, which is really, really nice because originally I thought it was only 2. Even better. Now granted, still the tier 3 crucifixes still have a bigger range, so just keep that in mind if you're using tier 3 crucifixes. They're not fail safe against Onryos. I have definitely had experiences where I've had Onryos burn my crucifix when I had a candle on it, and it just was a fluke kind of thing. But if it hunts within 4 meters of a flame, this could be your candles, or it could be the campfire at any of the campsite maps, it will blow out the flame instead. The flame will take priority over using a crucifix to prevent a hunt. When it does this, it does not restart its hunt cooldown timer, unlike a crucifix. So that's actually something that's very interesting, and I did not know. So it could do very quick blowouts back to back. So this is why you might see candles being blown out very, very quickly in quick succession. The Onryo's hunt attempt also overrides the 20-second cooldown on the ghost blowing out an individual flammable item. I actually did not know this, so I'm glad I'm consulting the Phasmo wiki here as well, because since I learned about the Onryo, there have been more things learned about the Onryo since then. So I actually did not know that, but it makes it capable of blowing out the same firelight multiple times under 20 seconds. So if you are getting back-to-back blowouts and say your ghost is within natural hunting range, or say it killed multiple of your teammates and it's blowing out a lot, you probably have an Onryo. All right, I want to get in there with 100% sanity. I want to keep the lights on, and I want to attempt to get this ghost to hunt at 100% sanity. And the way we're going to do that is by getting the Onryo to blow out 3 candles. Every 3 candles, the Onryo is going to attempt to initiate a hunt. And this is regardless of what your average sanity is. So I assume that all of these are blown out now. I think this is fully used. So I'm gonna turn this light on so our sanity is not draining. Oh no, you broke our lights. Okay, well, I'm gonna stand out in the hallway then. Actually, I don't want this on. Okay, so 3 candles in the room. Let's double check that this is still our ghost room. Okay, it very much is. We're gonna get it to blow out 3 candles and see if it attempts to hunt here. I'm not gonna relight them, but I'm gonna stand outside, try to get it to do it at 100% sanity, or, you know. Okay, there's one. There's one. Let's get the 2 others. There's 2. Now there can be a delay of up to 6 seconds before a hunt is actually initiated after the 3rd candle is blown out. So let's try to get that one and see how long it takes. And I'm just realizing that we did leave some of these candles on when we left, so we might be well out of that range of 3 candles. So this might... Oh, okay. All right. That did actually work. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if that was going to work because there might have been other candles blown out before that. Well, let's take a look at our sanity. We should be very, very, very high. And there you have it, 94% sanity. This is one of the ghosts that can hunt you at any sanity, as long as it has access to a flame. All right, let's get back in there. I'm gonna stand in the dark and we're gonna try to see how long we can get this ghost to not hunt. We're gonna put one out here. If it does hunt, it might hunt on a roam. Despite what many people think, an Onryo will actually not move away from flames more frequently. It just happens to roam sometimes. Ghosts just roam. Ghosts just naturally roam, and if it gets the opportunity outside, it's gonna try to hunt. Oh, okay, that was scary. If this ghost blows out a candle during a hunt, or when it's smudged by any means, during a hunt, I should say, those candles will count towards the 3 candle trick. But if it was the 3rd candle, the hunt is obviously not gonna happen because it's still currently hunting. However, if a 3rd flame is blown out during a hunt cooldown or a ghost event, it will use its ability after the end of the cooldown or the event. So it will kind of queue up its ability there. That's kind of interesting. All right, so that was actually the 2nd blowout, but you'll notice that it's not blowing out. Oh? All right. Well, never mind. It's proving me wrong. It's starting to blow out a lot. However, one of those could have been the hunt attempt right there. One of those blowouts could have been the hunt attempt. So just as a reminder, the Onryo, when it's attempting to hunt, is going to ignore cooldowns of blowing out a candle. There's a 20-second cooldown on how often it can blow out a candle. This actually, I did not know. See, that was very, very quick. So that must have attempted to try to hunt, possibly. It's hard to tell. Oh! Hard to tell. Hard to tell. All right, it took a minute to blow out again. Okay, now it's starting to blow a lot. Now it's starting to blow a lot. I think it's trying to hunt right now, and it physically can't. It physically cannot. So I'm kind of wondering if we should maybe try to allow it to hunt. That will be the last of our crucifixes, unfortunately. Onryo is very aggressive. All right, there's one. I don't know where it's at in the cycle, though. That could have been blowout number 2, for all I know. Oh! That was 2 blowouts very quickly. That one was 2. It did not use the crucifix. I didn't time it to see if 6 seconds was happening, so I'm gonna light these again. Actually, I'm gonna turn that one off. Actually, I don't want to turn that. Ooh. I don't want to turn that one off because this one's preventing my ghost from hunting in the hallway. All right, there's 1 candle blowout. There's 2. Because those were very quick, it's possible that that was the 3rd one, and then that was the hunt block. Very possible, but not 100% sure. So I'm kind of wondering if that might have been the 3rd blowout. So we're gonna light these again. We're gonna try to get another cycle of 3. So there's 1. Buzz, buzz. 2. 3. No hunt on the crucifix. Never mind. Never mind. We did get a hunt on the crucifix. Whether or not that was because it was just because there was nothing stopping it, or if it was an actual ability, is hard to tell. So now our crucifixes are dead, but we're going to see how long we're able to keep this ghost from hunting. So just a reminder that the Onryo ignores the 20-second cooldown on blowing out flammable items, making it capable of blowing out candles multiple times before 20 seconds. Every time that it does that, that is because it's a hunt attempt. It's tried hunting so many times. Based on that information, it has definitely tried hunting so many times. He's so mad at me. He is so mad at me. So again, naturally hunts at 60% sanity, can hunt at 100% sanity if it is able to do its three candle blowout cycle. So every 3rd candle, it will attempt to do a hunt. That must have been the 3rd blowout. I don't know. That was very, very fast. Well, okay. But remember, the candles being blown out do not, repeat, do not. Oh my gosh. Why am I not able? Is my lighter's out. My lighter's out. Oh no. Okay, we need to run. We need to run. I need a new lighter. The blowing out the candles does not reset the hunt cooldown. Oh, so it could try to attempt to hunt multiple times. I can't believe I used my lighter so many times. I needed to get a new one. I almost never do that. I couldn't get up here in time before it would hunt. So I did smudge it during that last hunt, so it's going to be a while before the Onryo is able to use its ability. It can, however, still blow out candles. What are you doing over there? Wait, is this not your ghost room? This is your ghost room. Maybe. Maybe it's getting a little cooler elsewhere. Oh, that's a bone. I don't know. This might be dangerous. Okay, this Onryo is very mad, and it did change its room. I don't know if it was to the hallway. It might just be the bathroom, but I think it's time to go because it's very, very mad. The last thing I wanted to know is that an igniter does act as a flame source for the Onryo. So if it blows it out, that does count towards one of the 3 blowouts required for it to be able to initiate its ability, which is really nice. So sometimes you can just sit there and stand and just kind of wave around your lighter and act like a candle yourself. One more thing, Onryos cannot light any fire sources by themselves, but they can, however, be forced into doing it with the voodoo doll. So that is really, really good to know, because that's a new feature that Phasmo introduced not that long ago, is that ghosts can turn on light sources. Onryos cannot. Not naturally, but if you're using a voodoo doll, apparently you can. In case you're wondering, I did try and attempt to do this with the voodoo doll, and I was not successful, unfortunately. But that's everything that you need to know about the Onryo.
Welcome back.
I apparently did not put it in my book, but just pretend I did, because we literally were just talking about the Onryo. But I digress. Let's look at how many abilities it tried to use. 17 failed and or successful hunts by blowing out the candle. That's actually kind of crazy. So again, Onryos are more aggressive if people die. It'll be blowing out the candle more aggressively if people die. It ignores a 20-second cooldown on blowing out candles. They're very quite aggressive sometimes. They're very interesting. They're very complicated and often, I think, underrated ghosts, honestly. I think the Onryo is actually very cool and very well thought out, but not a lot of people give it a lot of love. If there's anything else about the Onryo that you know about that I maybe missed, put them in the comment section below. If you have any questions, let me know as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Ghost Guide video. Bye.